Hello everyone, it is MisterStubstep, and today we'll be doing a value discussion on the X and Y set Steam Siege. So, if you've been in for a little bit, you're probably aware that Steam Siege has always been known as kind of the trash of the X and Y series of sets. And let me tell you, when I was doing this, going through the data, compiling everything, I was team Steam Siege. Like, I really wanted to see it do well, and let's be honest, the numbers do not lie, and these are fairly recent numbers. So like always, down below I'll have links to this spreadsheet, so you can copy and paste, see all the other spreadsheets that I have, or Google Sheets, whatever, and you can have running documents that way if you're really interested in this set or a specific card and you want to do a deep dive on that one card, get all the data, that's completely fine. I also have timestamps down below if you just want to skip right to the graded card discussion, because I always go over the Google Sheet before I go into it. And I'll also have a playlist linking you to all the other value discussions that I've done on all the X and Y sets up to this set, as well as Sword and Shield sets up to Darkness Ablaze, and then all of the Sun and Moon sets, including promos. So, yeah, let's get into some administrative information. So, you can see this documented as of 27 April 21, so that's when all these numbers are coming from. So yeah, pretty much when this video goes up, all these numbers will technically be out of date. But I think it just provides that snapshot, and I think in this snapshot, you can still tell a lot about the collectability of this set. Release date 2 August 2016, base card total 114, secret rare total 2. Honestly, it's a fair amount of cards for a set. Maybe a little on the low side for the base card total, but it's a decent size. There's some color coordination for you. All right, starting in the left column. If it's self-explanatory, it's just the card. If it's in red, it's a card I'll be talking about today, and if it's italicized, I actually have that card in my collection. So I actually have a few in this one, just because I've opened up so many miscellaneous Steam Siege packs and products. Rarity, self-explanatory. In previous episodes, I believed I put break cards as ultra rares, and at least for this spreadsheet in particular, I changed it to rare breaks. I guess they're not the same rarity, which makes sense. They're pulled in different slots. The raw and TCG player is the marketplace value on TCG player. Grade, I try to find PSA 10s. If I can't find PSA 10s, then I try to find two as close as a PSA 10 as possible. I realize PSA 10's closed right now, but it's still the most popular thing that's trading hands, at least, especially like for cards that are not, ultra modern cards for Pokemon. Sold price is the last eBay sold listing rounded up to the nearest dollar, not including shipping. Date of sale is when that auction ended or when that listing was sold or purchased. And then PSA 10 population, the number on the left is the number of 10s, and the number on the right is the number currently registered with PSA. So obviously PSA shut down. They're catching up a lot. So, these numbers are subject to updating. I don't imagine there's a ton of Steam Siege cards, piling up at a PSA, but who knows. All right, so now we can just go right into the set. So starting out with the Pyroar Break. If you haven't seen any of the previous videos that had break cards, basically, I personally think break cards are fairly hideous. Once again, I respect Pokemon for trying something new. I like it when they try something new. Like, you'll get break cards, you get Prism Star cards, or you get amazing rares, or you get VMAX. Like, sometimes there's good out there. But yeah, Pyroar Break, PSA 10, $100. Yeah. Yan Mega Break, once again, not the most amazing card ever, but it did sell for $100. That is one thing that I've noticed is I think there's probably people out there that are trying to get master set PSA 10s of all the break cards because, if they have all those, then you could say that maybe it's a huge collectible thing. I honestly don't know. I just don't see any appeal in break cards. If you like break cards, more power to you, then you're just in a smaller market, which is nice if you're just looking for those cards. But yeah, I've seen a lot of the break cards sell for 100 or a little bit over 100 in a PSA 10, which is interesting. The Hydreigon Break, $100 or $110. Ooh, in a PSA 10. Not bad. We have Volcanion EX Full Art. I think one of the reasons why I was going to get to it later, but I'll just talk about it now. I think one of the reasons why this set doesn't do well is, all the sets, they either have that Evolution or that Charizard or that Lugia or that waifu or something holding on. This set, it has Gardevoir and Volcanion. Don't get me wrong, Gardevoir, very popular Pokemon, but personally, there's only one Gardevoir card within this set that I actually think is a good-looking card. But yeah, Volcanion EX Full Art, PSA 10, $150. I mean, it's a respectable sale. Respectable. It's a little over 50% for PSA 10, so that's actually not bad. We have the Mega Gardevoir EX, PSA 10 sold for $120. fairly solid. Honestly, the ratios for this set, for at least comparatively for X and Y, this is actually pretty good ratios, hovering around 50% for PSA 10s. It's actually very good for X and Y era. We have the Steelix EX Full Art. This one is actually tied for the highest sold card within this set, $200 in a PSA 10. And I don't know, I think for a lot of the X and Y era full art Pokemon cards, they just have a lot of character to them. Like this card, is it beautiful? No, but there's just something kind of like raw and gritty about it that I like it. I don't know how to explain it. We have the Gardevoir EX Full Art, which is actually a card that I own. Mystery actually pulled this in the local card shop. We got one of those, it's like battle tins, or I can't remember what it's called, but I think recently like distributors like put them all out, and then of course they sold out too because it's another Pokemon product. But she pulled a Gardevoir EX. I personally think this is one of the better looking Gardevoir cards. It's very beautiful. The Full Art PSA 10, only selling for $130. Unfortunately, the one that she pulled probably would get like a 7 or an 8 if we got it graded, but it's still an awesome addition to the collection. Got the Mega Steelix EX Full Art. I actually pulled this card myself from one of those like cheap Walmart boxes that came out around like Christmas time. If you remember, they had like the Tapu Koko, the Silvally. Of course, I don't know if it was a Silvally or another one, but of course, there was one that had an Evolutions pack, so all of them were immediately bought up. But then like the Tapu Koko had no good packs in it. But I'm like, I want to open something, so pulled the Mega Steelix EX Full Art, PSA 10, $120, not bad. Got the Professor Sycamore, PSA 10, $100. But here's the thing. Professor Sycamore, this is the #1 graded card within this set, at least registered with PSA. 211. Is there something with this Professor Sycamore that I'm missing? Like, I get it, I'm pretty sure this is a very playable card, or it was and currently is, if you play Expanded or whatever. But, like, I don't know. I personally don't think this card is a very good-looking card. Professor Sycamore, I don't think he's one of the most beloved professors out of all the generations, but maybe I'm just dumb, and maybe one of y'all can inform me of why this card is the #1 graded card within this set. Got the Volcanion EX Secret Rare. When a secret rare from almost 5 years ago, about what, 4 and some change, $9 raw, and then 128 in a PSA 10. I mean, that's okay, but that's just sad. Like Volcanion, sure, it's a mythical Pokemon, and I guess if you watch the movies or the anime or whatever, but Volcanion just does nothing for me. I mean, fire-water typing is so cool, but the Pokemon is just easily forgotten. Like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. We have the Mega Gardevoir EX Full Art, also tied for the top with that Steelix. $200. Once again, okay. It's the highest within this set, but when you just compare it to some of these other cards, it's really lackluster. And I like Gardevoir, but yeah. And then the Gardevoir EX Secret Rare. This is kind of, mimicking how we had the Alakazam in the last set. And then, the gold borders are a nice touch, but I don't know, like a PSA 10 of this only sold for 81. Like, not that popular. And yeah, personally, I don't think this is one of the better looking Gardevoir cards. Like, there's a lot of other really good Gardevoir cards. And this one, it is a secret rare, sure, awesome. But yeah, $81 in a PSA 10, kind of sad. But it is the highest ungraded card. Moving down to some tidbits at the bottom. So I took out Ancient Origins, because Ancient Origins is, like, in my opinion right now, like one of the higher collectible sets. So I wanted to, be able to compare Steam Siege to some sets that are actually, like, kind of close to it, but none of these sets, all these sets are better than Steam Siege. Like, it's really rough. It's really rough. And it has a low amount of cards over $1. Doesn't have any super mega heavy hitters. I mean, you can look at all the averages there. It's pretty much the lowest on everything, except break cards when compared to Breakpoint, but pretty sure Breakpoint didn't have, like, a lot of 10s to even add to the average, so it's probably a null and void average. But yeah, so Steam Siege, unfortunately, very sad at this point. And then some even more interesting information. A Master Set recently sold for $190. Okay, fair enough. Elite Trainer Box, $319. I mean, it's just a blue Elite Trainer Box with Volcanion on it. This does sell more than the past couple set Elite Trainer Boxes, which I find interesting. Booster Pack, averaging $4.50. It's crazy. This is an old pack, and I mean, it just leaves a bad taste because I go to my local shop now and they're charging like $8 or $9 for Vivid Voltage, $7 for Darkness Ablaze. I'm like, these sets are still new and they're not even, like, they're good. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I love Vivid Voltage, but $9. I really can't wait for the reprints, and then everything just gets flooded. It's going to be amazing. And then the booster box, $316. So here's the deal. You can buy a whole master set of this, plus extra, plus you can get some high dollar singles ungraded and still be cheaper than a booster box of this. I get it. There's sealed collectors out there. I get it. And you want all that X and Y era booster boxes, or, you know, some of these booster boxes, these are the cheaper ones, so you start with those. Like, I get it, but if you're truly just about the cards, or like, you know, the completionist or the master set, like, just get a master set. Like, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had. I actually had a few, before I go into my summary. Actually, I'll go into the collectible tier list really quick. So I think I might have done this for one other set, or maybe I haven't. But in the top tier, there is no top tier for this set. There's nothing. Yeah, that's just the sad reality. In the mid tier, however, we'll put the Mega Gardevoir EX Full Art as well as the Steelix EX Full Art. And in the low tier, we'll have the Gardevoir Secret as well as the Volcanion Secret, the Mega Steelix Full Art, and then the Gardevoir EX Full Art. Yeah, that's pretty much all that I personally think is super collectible from this set. I mean, just very lackluster, really nothing to... But also, you could say that this is the calm before the Evolution Storm. I'm looking forward to, and also not looking forward to doing that set, because in a way, it gets to the point where you're going to have to... I'm going to have to get something at least on every single card within that set. Like, so it might take me a bit to get that video up, but when I do, and then it's also a set that I have a master set of, so there's that too. But yeah, so I would like to know your guys' opinion on some of these recent videos I've been putting like my favorite card, or, you know, one of the top cards from the set as the thumbnail. Do you guys prefer that, or do you guys prefer a picture of the booster box? In the past, I've just done a picture of the booster box. But now I've just been putting on a card, because to me, like, if I'm looking through videos, I usually like to make content that either I would watch or I would click on or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to do, you know, clickbaity stuff, but just something that's interesting or catches the eye. I'm testing out the cards on the thumbnail, but please, if you have any opinions or, you know, ways that I can prove it, then please let me know. Also, just some other topics that I wrote down to talk about: CGC's price increasing, which is kind of wild, but it also makes sense. PSA's down. So, you know, that kind of corners the market, at least for Pokemon, to, you know, pick poison between Beckett and CGC. So luckily I did get that CGC submission off prior to that price increasing. And then PSA, you know, leaning towards that electronic grading. And so, yeah, just a lot of stuff is up in the air right now, and Pokemon's kind of settling in. You see, I'm sure you guys have seen, if you're into this type of, like, other content like this, you know, people talking about, oh, it's dropping, Bubble Burst, all this stuff, and, like, you know, this is how the hobby's always been. It's a roller coaster. It always is. It's just, we were on a really large uphill for a while, and I'm not saying that we're going to go all the way down, but, you know, I'm just along for the ride. I'm having a good time, and I hope you guys are having a good time too. It's just very difficult to find sealed product right now, at least for a reasonable price. But yeah, sorry, I rambled on a lot on this one because there's just not really too much to talk about within this set, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your second video of mine, consider subscribing. If you like what you saw, leave a like. If you don't like what you saw, leave a dislike. Give me some feedback down below on how I can improve it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have. I wish you guys the best, and yeah, the next one of these that I have coming up is Evolutions.